welcome back to the Western Wilds. Today, we need to apply a second stage of fertilizer to the winter-eaten grass before refilling the feed for the cows and moving the eggs and milk to the pancake factory. Let's get farming. So as I expected, the winter was not too eventful. We had a couple of months. We've moved through January and February with little to do, so we're doing okay. The cows, the bales fed the cows. Just 2 of the bales, 1 silage and 1 hay bale, fed the cows for the whole 2 months. So we've actually ended up saving money by doing the cows in the way we did, going and getting that feeding wagon. However, I did have a look at this and go, oh, we still need to get a whole load of fertilizer on this field here, this wheat, and on our grass fields. And you can see here the state of our fields. We've got a fair amount to get onto here. Both of these fields, both of the grass fields need doing. This is where we're going to be doing next time. We're going to be going and getting that field planted with the sorghum. I'm actually fairly happy to just start this up here. If we don't have enough of the digestate to spread on here, what isn't connected? PTO. There we go. If I don't have enough digestate to spread on all of these fields, we'll get this wheat field done first, get this all finished, and then we can turn around and roll the 2 grass fields. The grass fields haven't grown yet. We are still in the cut state that we were in November. So as a result, we can very easily alter our rollers and get that done. It might be that we find that we can't afford that. So yeah, I'm very wary of exactly how much digestate we have here. We want to get the this wheat done and get the fertilizing done on here. I think we have like 30,000 liters, so we might end up rolling those fields, which would be very interesting to do. Gonna have to go and grab a second trailer full of this, I think. And yep, there we go. So we'll grab a second trailer and get that done. So we're going to use about 10,000 liters on here. That does make me think we are going to be short of digestate to get the grass fields done as well. So how much digestate do we still have sitting in here? Let's refill that. And in the meantime, we'll have a look at our source. And yeah, we've got 16,612 left. I think that's probably going to be enough to do the smaller of the grass fields. So we will have a look at our rollers today and see if we can alter them to do grass rolling. And if we can, we'll roll the bigger grass field to make sure that we actually are able to get another stage of fertilization on that. I'm quite pleased that I've been able to do this wheat before it's grown up too much. Another day and we would have been destroying crop with these wheels on here. But that seems to have done enough. We've got 12% left. We have a pretty well covered field. I mean, we've got a couple of bits that have been missed, but that's going to be negligible in the overall scheme of things. So let's go and refill this and get this grass field done, and then we can see if we can alter the rollers, get some grass rolling barrels on them, and get them rolled up to this field. This is long and thin. I'm hoping very much that we can get a good spread on here. And yeah, widest spread I can. And then it should only be 3 trips up and down the field looking at this to get this done. I don't mind using up the digestate. We're going to be refilling it in a month or so anyway. So plan will be in April to get the sorghum planted. And then in May, we'll be looking at getting the grass cut for the second time, or for the, well, third time it'll be. And that will be a really good income, because we're going to be doing it for the full 3 months. We're going to be fully fertilized. I think we'll still be that 2% short from mulching. I really don't know how we can get these fields mulched without losing a stage of fertilization or a stage of growth. So yeah, we're not going to be able to mulch, but we should be able to get it to sort of a 98% bonus either way. This should leave us with about 5,000 liters of digestate in the tank, I think. Yep, 5,547 liters. So we are absolutely fine. We will be able to finish this field, and then we'll move on to doing the other one with the roller. I think it might actually be fairly close as to whether we make it to the end of the field with what we've got on here. We're down to the last 20%. And yeah, it's going to be enough. Good. That is perfect. So that is the field done. We end up with 7% left in here. So let's go and see if we can reconfigure these rollers and get some grass rollers on them. And we'll use the David Brown for this and give it a go with that and see if it works. Before I start work with this today, let's just pop here, give it a refill. And while we're giving it a refill, let's give it a wash as well, because our David Brown is looking a bit mucky. It's been doing a lot of ploughing before Christmas, and I should really have gone and given it a wash before we put it away. So it's just been sitting in the shed for the last 2 months, all mucky and need of a clean. So we'll give it a quick wash down. We're going to go and drop the forks off. We are going to be using those later. So I want to put them somewhere where it's fairly easy for me to pick them up. So I've been putting everything sort of down here like this. We've only got the manure forks. Is that manure or silage forks? Either way, we've got those forks, and we've got the pallet forks. And that's really the only things we've got for the front of this at the moment. Still haven't cleaned out the excess chaff that's at the bottom of our fermenting silo. Under advisement of a few people, I just sort of left it there. It kind of makes sense. That's a place where that all gets loaded up, and so yeah, you'd kind of expect that stuff to be there. You'd always have a little bit of wastage hanging around. Makes it look a little bit more like a working farm. Right, into here, and let's see what configuration options we have for these rollers. So we've got the Cambridge, the smooth, and the toothed. I'm going to try the smooth. I think the smooth should be a set of grass rollers, and might work for that. So that is not going to cost us anything. That is absolutely brilliant. So we'll reconfigure those to be grass rollers. Connect all of that up. And we'll go give this a try and see if this works. If it does, that's really useful. Although we haven't had time to roll our grass fields after cutting them before. Going into the winter like this, perfect opportunity. Give them a roll after the last cut of the year. If you do the last cut in November, you'll get the next cut around May time, and should fit right in. It means you might end up with one in the middle of harvest, but there's always going to be an awkward time for the grass cut. So let's bring this onto here. We will just double check that we're not at a growth stage. No, we're not. That is still sitting at harvested. And so now I will unfold the rollers. I think are coming down. Yeah. And unrolling this field now should have an effect. Should put it onto growth stage 1, which is fine. But the thing we are after, the reason why we want to roll this is to give us a stage of fertilization. Finish off the fertilizing. Is that actually doing anything? No, that is doing nothing. So I don't think these rollers are actually making any difference whatsoever. Nope. Right. So, yeah, that unfortunately is not what I hoped they were. Let's fold those up. And I think we might have to have a look and see if there's anything really cheap in the shop we can pick up. Because otherwise, I don't think we have any means of actually fertilizing this field. After a quick search, I think I found a solution. This Una Grutzdag U601. This might do the trick. It's 2,500. We can lease it for less money than we have in the thing. So we will lease that. And it only requires 15 horsepower. So we're off up to the shop. And we're going to go and pick that up. So we're here up at the shop. And there's our roller. I've tried to avoid leasing stuff in this series as much as possible. Only really going for this time simply because we are, well, so short of money. The fact that we actually managed to get this roller for less than less than £200 is brilliant, and especially when we only had about £200 in the bank. We're not going to go very far with this fast with this though, because as you can see, it's rolling as we go. So this is going to roll all the grass all the way back. And yeah, I don't think we can deactivate the roller at all. Nope, it is just going to do its thing because it is a roller, and it's going to roll. We've made it down to the field, and the road has not been kind to the roller. Look at all the paint loss on the back of that. That's a little bit mad. So, yeah, it's lost a whole load of its paint. However, it has made it down to the field, and as you can see here, it is actually fertilizing the ground. So that's a great start. We will just double check that. And yep, look at that. We've got a thin blue line going down the side there. So quite a bit of work to go on here. I'm wondering if we can get a hired worker to do this. Although the tractor I need to do the next set of jobs on the farm is this one. Oh, and we only have £64. So no, I don't think we get a hired worker to do this. We need to just plug away at it and get the job done. I've been around the headlands 3 times, and it's taken a little while with this small roller to do that. And as you can see, it's not massively far across the field doing that. It is having the desired effect though, and we are able to get a good amount of fertilizer down, or fertilizing down. What I'm gonna do is just drive across the field like this to try and keep things as easy to turn as possible. I found in the corners sometimes I end up with missing a bit. So if I can work my way across the field this way and just sort of have a nice easy turn on each end, that will improve things and make things go a lot smoother. Definitely speed things up. We have got a fairly good usage of fuel for this. I was expecting it to be a bit worse, but the David Brown seems to be handling this fairly well. We're running a little bit low on the revs, but if I go down a gear like that, we tend to stick a lot higher. Yeah, in fact, we'll go in second gear here. I thought the revs were ending up redlining, but they're not. So we're actually pretty good, and we can keep working our way across this field and get this all rolled in. So this is the final row on this section of the field. We're going to divide the next section as we have with this bit, but it's all rolled in rather nicely. It's coming up to about midday. So yeah, this job is taking me a decent amount of time to get done with this roller. Has worked well though, has worked really well, and I'm very, very pleased with it. We're gonna go down this bit here, try and keep a nice straight line. Of course, I got to take into account that we have this notch in at this point in the field. So we don't want to end up doing too much back and forth dealing with that, or having to roll over somewhere that we've rolled before too much, because that's just a waste of fuel. It should work out fairly well though. That's pretty central actually, especially to the far end. So round and again, we just keep going round until we've got all of this rolled and finish the fertilizing. I think I've got this just about right. We've got one length of field here to go. I think what we can do is probably fill in that last length there with a down and a back up to the top, and then just roll down this last section here. So we'll go outside here, roll this. This should leave one roller's width with any luck. Although I may have gone too far over. Hopefully I haven't. And then there should be enough space down here to turn around and come back and do this section here. If we're lucky, this section here will be a single roller, and it's not quite. I was hoping that was going to work out pretty perfect for us to do the long line and to get back to the farm, but it's not. What I'm going to do is we're just going to come down here. We'll do a bit of this. We'll come back up and do that bit, and then we'll finish off doing this line here, just because it'll be easier to turn around that way. But yeah, misjudged that ever so slightly, and that should have worked better than that. But we have got this field rolled. We didn't have enough digestate to get it done, and this roller has not cost us a lot of money to do this. I think it's worth hanging on to if we want to in future get the field rolled like this. It would work out really well for us to use this to do it. But it's done the job for today. It's cost us not a huge amount of money to do it, and we're going to be able at 12:30, so quicker than I was expecting, to go and start loading up our pancake factory. In fact, first I want to go and feed the cows. So in order to feed the cows, we are going to need our little feeding wagon here, and I've got a really good idea for how to fill this, because this does not take a huge amount. It does not even take a full bale, I don't think. So what I'm going to do is just pull this out to here so that we can back it in and feed the cows. And then I've put this on the front of here, because if I can spike both these bales at the same time and load them up, well, let's lift the weight off the back so we're not dragging that. If I can spike both of these at the same time, then we will be able to feed the cows with an equal amount from each. Now I think we've got, yeah, we've got more, 1,000 liters more hay than we've got silage. Thankfully, hay we can feed directly as well. So let's bring both of these up here, and I'm hoping that this will get both of these at the same time. So up, and this is why I put the weight on the back. Right, and then down. No, that's only taking the hay. No, that did take a bit of the silage. As long as the amount is even, it's good. Yeah, there we go. So that's done that. 65% and 73%. What mix has that given us? That has given us a mix of 63% hay, 37% silage. Fantastic. Let's back this up into here and unload it. I haven't connected up the PTO. That's the trouble. Right, PTO's connected. Reverse it in. And there we go. TMR. In it goes. And that is going to up the amount of feed our cows have very nicely. And yeah, 2,500. That is the equivalent of 2 big bags. And that is just such a better use of our money. Second one done, and we've got about even amounts in our bales again. Fantastic. And what's the mix this time? The mix this time is pretty much a 50-50 ratio. So yeah, I think it'll do fine. Unload that. Another 2,500. I think this is good. I think we need to buy some silage bales in order to do this. And that's the way to go, and just sell all of our silage. We make more from the electricity that we generate from silage than it costs us to buy silage bales. So makes much more sense to just buy silage bales when we need them. Both of those just shy of being empty, but should be good enough for one more mix after that. This is working absolutely perfectly, and this should give us over half full, I think, with our cows, which keep our cows going for a good long while, and keep that milk flowing, which is what we need. We need, I think it's about 1/10 of our milk going to butter, and then the rest of it going straight into the pancake factory to make the pancakes. So this is a good way of doing this and getting this all to work. There we are. So we'll park this up and out the way. Over here will do. And then we can just put the last of this in here. Put this away as well. So what's the mix this time? It's, oh, the mix is just slightly too much to the hay, so it'll be forage going in this time, but it will all still go in, so that works. We'll back this into here properly, like so, and then over here, something I haven't checked, and what I think that this load up point here is for, is how much slurry we have. I don't expect it to be much. 5,812 litres. So, yeah, not too much. We've got 2,497 litres of milk, which is almost enough milk to offset the butter that we've already created. So that's pretty perfect. And we need to go and take the eggs over as well. So let's hook up the milk trailer to this, get the milk over to the pancake factory. We can then get the eggs over there as well with David Brown, and we will be ready to start making some pancakes. So first 2,000 litres of milk in our little milk trailer. I have to attach it to here because, of course, there's no electrical connection on the David Brown. So it won't connect up to that. Bring this round the back and unload it. Does it not unload here? There we go. Finally found the place. It's right on the edge here. So unload that there. 2,000 litres of milk in. We'll go forwards before we cause more of a jackknife there. I don't think I have to open it or anything like that. I think it should just work. We've got another 500-ish litres of milk, so we'll grab that and put that in as well, so that we just empty everything out. 498 litres, yeah, so almost 500 litres. That is going to be a great start to get this going. And then, would you know what? I'm actually going to put this not in here. I'm going to put this in as butter, because if we do it that way, we now know that we'll need sort of 2 full tankers of milk to offset that. So yeah, we'll go that way and do that. Can I get this to back into here? Oh, I don't want to back this dolly trailer up. I really don't. It's going to be a pain. It's the trouble with this dolly trailer compared to others, and I think I said this last time I tried to back it up. It is so close to the tractor, and it comes up at such a horrible angle with that top point that it just is a real pain. And the unload point for this seems to be right at the back, which is why I was having a problem with it at the pancake factory. You have to pull past rather than on the actual icon to do this. So we'll park this back here, being careful not to have to deal with the dolly too much. And that, I think, is our Mercedes done for the day. We can now go and switch the David Brown to having the forks on the front and get some eggs over to the factory. So reflecting on what it's taken to do the cows and keep them fed, I think we could probably get away with buying 6 of each bale. So 6 hay, 6 silage, and that would be everything we need to feed our cows for the year. Basically, a cow, because we only have 6 cows, take 6 of each bale for a year, which is fantastic. That will just work out really well for us overall. Might grab an extra silage bale, simply because the silage bales are only 3,500 litres, and the hay bales, of course, are 4,500 litres. So for every silage, for every 3.5 silage bales, we need we have an extra bale's worth of the hay. So yeah, I need to keep an eye on that. My eggs are in our pancake factory. We have butter. We don't have maple syrup, but we don't require maple syrup for the pancakes with that. So let's turn on the pancakes, activate that. We are not missing ingredients, which is perfect. And we got our first litre of pancakes. The pancakes are being produced. That is absolutely fantastic. The other thing I want to do then is, oh wow, we could create cheese. Let's create butter though. Let's activate that. Start creating some butter. And yeah, by the time we come to do stuff next month, it looks like we're going to have some pancakes ready, and we'll see how they perform. I'm very, very pleased with that though. Today we've got everything accomplished. We've got the eggs and milk to the pancake factory. We've got our fields fertilized, ready for later in the year, and yeah, that is. Oh yeah, and the cows, of course. The cows are nicely fed. The only thing I'm slightly worried about is how are the chickens for feed. So chicken feed, that sorghum has kept them going ever since we did it. So yeah, we are in a good place with it. Absolutely perfect. So not much happening. We are on our way to getting some calves at some point as well. So that is going to be where we leave it for today. Nice productive day on the farm. Things are moving along nicely. We will be planting the sorghum next time, so come join us for that. But now though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.